Hi guys, welcome back on my channel. Dorota, Palicka, International New Artist and Educator here, and today we are going to do a beautiful 3D flowers. You can have a wee preview of it in here. I hope you really enjoy watching this tutorial. If you're new in here, hit the subscribe button as there is lots of tutorials to watch. And if you're an existing subscriber, thank you so much guys for all your likes, comments, shares and support. Let's start. And we are going to play with some advanced acrylic flowers today. So I will paint my base in 158. I have just prepped the tips. Okay, it's a really beautiful color and I think it will go fantastic with those acrylic flowers. And I can start preparing my stuff I need. So I'm using the monomer. Shaky hands. And you will also need the nail forms because we will be working on the nail forms to create our design. The first layer is cooked, so I can apply the second layer. You actually don't see me working often with the acrylics. I can't stand the smell of it for a longer periods of the time. This one doesn't actually smell as bad, but I think I'm just sensitive to the monomer. But I love doing acrylic flowers, like a lot. Now High Shine No Wipe Top Gel. And then once the tips are ready, I can start playing with the leaves and the roses. So for the leaves we will go for kind of whitish goldish color, and I'm using the Mega White acrylic powder. So pick up a bit of monomer. You don't want to work too wet for those type of designs. And then pick up a small bit. You can even dry it out on the tissue, or add acetone into your monomer. By adding acetone, you'll speed up the polymerization process. So I usually pick up quite a few balls, like quite a few, dry them out, and then place them on the form. Once they start getting kind of matte-ish, I can start shaping my leaves. You don't want to touch it too soon. So a big triangle shape. It's actually really fun to do those kind of design. And then start flattening it. Get it into the nice point. And when we're doing it on the form, we can really nicely bend them in when we apply them into the tip. Okay, you can really shape them nice and well. With this technique you could actually create anything. Now I'm just going to use the cuticle pusher and do a couple of the cuts in there. So I want the leaf to have a cut. Same on this one. And now I can start picking them up. So I'm going to take a small bit of the acrylic, just so I've got something to stick them into. And we are going to start creating our composition. Lift it off from the form and then apply it in the right place. I want my leaf to be lifted up. So it's nicely standing. It isn't something what your clients would wear for every day, but I think it's an amazing way to practice your acrylic skills. Okay, I'm just bending the leaf. And they're really nicely high up. Then in this place we will put a wee rose. But before we do that, I want to add a tiny bit of the gold detail into my leaves. You can see for how long I can play with those leaves as well to keep them nice and up. The tiniest amount ever of the gold, and we are just going to touch up the edges of it. Okay, the leaves are sorted. We can let them set and start playing with the rose. So for the rose, I'm going to also add a tiny bit of the pink. I've got actually my mixture, so that was the mega white with the drop of this pink inside, and it just has a perfect color because it's not as strong. So actually this is what I'm going to use. And again, picking up the small amount of the white, pink, bleed it out on the form, let it set. In the meantime, always to save the time, I'm picking up quite a few balls. Some of them might be dry by the time I get to them, but I just don't like to wait. Okay, so the first one is going to be quite flat and long. Flatten it up. And then those petals are going to be nice and small. You can push them into a nice shape. Don't make them too thin, but then at the same time you don't want them too thick. If they are too thick, you are not going to be able to bend them into the shapes you want. Okay, now I can start lifting the first one. So I'm lifting at the corner. And start rolling it. You have to find a place which is closing, like press it there, and now I can roll it. So lift it and keep rolling. Okay, I've got nice middle of the rose. Again, pick up the small dot, just so we've got something to stick it to it. Lift it off and place in there. Let it set. Put it on the side, and now I've got time to pick up another 2-3 balls. Try them out. So therapeutic, like, and if you're using it for like a competition or something, you could pre-make those roses and then just store them in a box. Now I'm lifting another petals. And they will be going outside. Maybe I will do a smaller one. So the first one, I'm just going to cut it into half. Separate it a little bit, and I will do just like the tiniest ones ever. Okay, then bin this one. You have to wait for it to dry a little bit, because if you start lifting it too soon, it will wrinkle. It wouldn't look nice at all. And don't force it. I'm kind of picking up the monomer and I'm going in and out with my brush. Again, if you touch it too strong, you'll rip it off. I've got it. Then going into my rose, place around it. And now we need to shape this petal. We cannot just leave it this way. So if I want to make it shorter, like maybe not shorter, slimmer, I would bend it, press it hard with it, and then it becomes smaller. You can twist them, like don't make them too flat. And then those tiny one. Just in there. I'm missing another tiny one. Actually, it's a good temperatures in this room because it's setting pretty fast, I would say. Okay, lift it off too soon. The only trouble is this waiting time, far too soon. So again, I don't like to be bored. Maybe I will don't use them, but I'm always kind of picking up on other petals. Okay, this one is ready. So I want to go inside there. Squeeze it nicely in and bend it. When you're bending it, you have to sometimes hold it for a few seconds so it sets into the right place. Pick up another one. It is a really time-consuming process, but I think they are so pretty, and they definitely help with your acrylic skills. I think you would use them more to decorate some bits and pieces, like, I don't know, even a vase, you could use it, or something. Okay, pick up another petal. We're also missing some petal here and there. So nice and tiny one. Let's do another leaf as well. Kind of get them into the rhombus shape, and then I flatten it. Rhombus shape and then flatten again. Another one. And the leaf. Just trying to bend it nice, so press it. Move into the right place. And we've got a nice bended leaf. We can also color our acrylic a little bit, so I'm picking up a very watery pink acrylic, and I'm going to put the drop of it inside the rose. Just in some places. Lift our leaf up. We don't want it to lie. And then use the gold as well around the edges. So just so we touch. And now is the time for a very small bat, which we are going to create here as well. So it will be exactly the same like we did at the middle of the rose. But I'm going to make it more pinkier. And another one. It's just so we've got a really nice flower composition. And to be honest, with the acrylics, you could create any type of flowers, really. Same on this one. Okay, let it set, and then we can pick it up. Have to be very patient, like have lots of time to create those kind of designs, but I think they are really pretty. Okay, I'm closing the middle, lifting, closing the middle, lifting and closing the middle. And the last part, you don't want to close it as much, you want to keep it a little bit open. Then once you pick it, you can place it in the right place you want it. A tweezer is a really useful tool. Quite often when I'm playing with the acrylic flowers, I will help myself with the tweezer too. Okay, squeeze it there, lift it up, shape it. And we've got first bat. Roll another one. shape it, and let it set. Okay, so I've got 2 tiny wee bats in here. Now we can add some crystal into this composition just to make it even prettier. And for the crystals, I will use a tiny wee caviar beads plus some gems and pearls. A base gel. And the crystals. So I'm starting off with the larger pearl, then the tiny one, and then some caviar beads. Same. Give it a flash cure, so when you're working with the caviar beads, you want to always flash cure them when you're happy with them. Because they are rounded shape, they are very easy moving. So flash cure it. Couple seconds. They are definitely must have. It almost looks like a wee basket or something, freeze it. Then on this one we are going to quickly do some crystal placement as well. More from the top for a balance. That will be too much. Now those pearls, guys, I'm using, I think they are from Born Pretty, but I wouldn't use it on the client's nails. They look so pretty, but the shiny parts are coming off from it. so I wouldn't use it on the clients. That's why I'm keeping them only for the tips. So I'm not going to give you the link to them, unfortunately. They look pretty, but they don't stay pretty. Flash cure it. And then we have to finish this one. So one more pearl in here. And a smaller one. No, that will hide the leaf. I don't want that. And this one is too big. That's better. Flash cure it. And of course we have to do some chain in here as well, just so everything goes together. So one chain going there. And then some chain going there. You definitely better doing it off in a small portions and then keep flash curing. So I'm just dragging them into the right place. And ideally with the side of your brush, like with the side of the brush is much quicker than doing it only with the tip. See, I have just given myself a bit more work because I didn't flash cure it straight away. Okay, flash cure. Yeah, and that's our pretty design finish. I'm just going to put it on the mixing on the display board so you can guys see it. And then the other one as well, I'm just going to apply the top coat. I need to give it a couple scratches to it before I'm able to do it, because we have already applied the top coat in here. Okay, so shiny doesn't go on shiny. You need to have either a sticky surface or a top. Cook it. I will do just one more, so I've got 3 on the other side, just with the gems as well. Where you can look at the rose. It's really nice and beautiful one. And this one is ready too. And it just goes in here. Okay, so that's what we have created today. I hope you have guys learned something new and you have enjoyed it. Sending you glittery hacks, and bye for now.